Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome to Gatekeeper Eclipse, or welcome back if you got my previous coverage of the demo. So protect the Heart of Time in the nowhere. Ugh. This might be kind of hard. Last time I did this, I got wrecked, but we'll find out what happens. Okay, difficulty is Observer, and this is the prologue mode. 4 locations, defend the gates, and then hopefully unlock the actual survival mode. Because I don't know, the defense mode is kind of weird, but if you guys haven't seen this game before, it is very much like a isometric, it's like an isometric, crit chance or attack damage. I'm gonna go for the, or not attack damage, attack speed. I'm gonna go for the attack speed at the moment. Crit damage might have actually been better, in retrospect, because this only applies to my regular attack, whereas the, crit actually applies to my abilities too. Right mouse button to fire at that. We've got space. Okay, that's the dodge. F does what? F is a bouncy move. Neat. Okay. And then we want to go back because there's a perk here. Every couple of seconds, Catharsis gives me something. Chance to create a projectile on hit that damages enemies within per stack, or chance to avoid damage. Yeah, let's go for that. Those penguins. I don't know what they are. Oh, we might actually have to watch out here. A number of these enemies might straight up be, I might not have good notifications that they're... Yeah. Oh no. So I have to watch out for my gate here. Okay, yellow pill. Let's go for base damage. Attack speed is nice, but not that helpful if this is going to be what I have to deal with. Okay. Let's just blast our way through them. Because my gate is, well, I'm actually doing kind of halfway good. Wait, do they like shoot and then bail? Is that how this is going? They might. Okay, do we have a Catharsis perk? We do not. I think these are little explodey bombs. I can't do much about those. Okay, so health per stack, plus damage. Or just base damage. Base damage. Dang. Yeah, I can't do much to the bombs. They have just enough HP that they can just kind of plow through. Okay, and I'm sure I'm missing... Boy, I wish that cursor had a little bit more of a lock-on than it does. At least the gate has some amount of HP. Or if I had some towers that I could rely on. But yeah, I actually have to be, like, way more accurate. I guess what I should do is shoot past enemies. Okay, how's my HP? My HP is doing fine. I heal every time I level up. Also, Catharsis is ready, and I should focus on that. Because otherwise I'm not going to be in a good position. Damage. Let's go for the Swarm Pendant. I'm glad that that seems to slow down a little bit. When I'm actually picking upgrades. And we're kind of starting to clear them. I like the little explodey droids. Those are going to be helpful. If I sound stressed out, it's because I am. Okay, actually took it out. Yeah, I guess I should maybe reserve my explosions for those. Okay, killing a monster has a chance to create an impulse that does damage, or we want to do the Nomad Stick. Nomad Stick summons missiles. I cannot kill those things easily. There we go. Well, wait, my gate actually heals? I didn't know it would do that. Okay, and I have to watch out for these things. No, maybe it doesn't heal. Maybe it was taking damage. I have no idea. Okay. And then 10 enemies left. We actually succeeded. Oh. But I probably lost a perk, maybe. That's fine. I'll make it work. I like those homing missiles. If I can get those up to be 100%, I'm going to be in a good spot. Okay. Let's see. So, has there been an update for this game? Yeah, so the previous time I played this, it was a demo. This time around, it's an, this is the, like, prologue, and then the full game comes out later. Movement speed would be nice, but I'm gonna just keep stacking flat damage. Okay, at least this way I have a much clearer path. I know where my enemies are going to be passing through. Makes it a little easier. Yeah, I just have to make sure I get those catharsis upgrades. Okay. Crit damage or flat damage per stack. I'm gonna keep going for the flat damage. We should go for the crit, but honestly, right now I kind of one-shot a lot of things, and the crit doesn't seem... I come close to one-shotting things, and the crit damage seems like it's a hefty investment. And cooldown reduction would be nice, but I don't actually know if that's in the game. At least it feels like I'm kind of pushing through them. Okay, yellow pill, attack speed, crit damage. I'm gonna just go for the attack speed. I should really invest in crit. It would be easy. It just feels like it's one of those that I need to have at least like 4 or 5 upgrades in that one before it's really worthwhile. Whereas a lot of other things are kind of easy to work with. Yeah, wow, I actually have absurdly long range. Okay, so we have another catharsis. Base damage or protocol, chance to fire a projectile. Yeah. The more projectiles that just do bonus damage and potentially home in, the better. Okay, is that it? No. Feels like they got a little faster? Might have. At least the bouncy ball is absurd. As is the AoE. Okay, nope, not quite there. Couple of seconds left. Okay, fine. Let's start going for the crit damage. If I can get that up to 10, then we don't need to invest in it anymore. Okay, I don't know what's his deal, but he scares me and is now dead. Perfect. Couple of seconds left, and once again, another one of these guys, and monsters right on my front doorstep. Rude. At least we got friend bombs to kind of rely on here. Okay, and then it's just him. We've got the catharsis. Max speed, or no, just attack speed. Max speed isn't really that helpful. I'm not going anywhere. So going fast isn't really that helpful. Wow, I created a heck of a lot of friend bombs. Yes! Fight for me, my spider minions. Oh, it looks like the perk shrine actually just runs out after a certain point. So I guess there's kind of a leeway in case you're not fighting as effectively. Ooh, that portal showed up at a... I'm gonna say an iffy time, but I'm holding. This definitely feels better than the demo. I'm going to grant that easily. And last time I played this, I was having a time. This time, well, I'm still having a time, but it's not a bad time. All right. So I think this is the end. Okay, attack speed, max health, attack speed. So the entire thing is, if I had lost any of those previous gates, I actually wouldn't have lost. It would have actually just brought me here, but with more enemies to clear. So I think it would have been 900 and something, 928. If I see a marker for another group of enemies showing up, we need to bail. Well, luckily they kind of are coming from an area that I know, but yeah, let's head back. Just in case. Okay, and we want... Ooh, adrenaline pill? Nah. I'm just gonna go for those missiles. That's one of mine. Yeah, they don't trigger that often. But having missiles that will just fire at random enemies for me, super nice. Okay. I still haven't seen any notifications coming from the other direction. So, is this out now or is it the prologue thing? So this is the prologue thing. So previously it was just a demo, now it's a... let's see. Ooh. No, let's go for inertia. Crits healing me is kind of nice, but I don't care that much. I don't take nearly as much damage in this one, because the enemies aren't just trying to kill me. Most of them are trying to go for the gate. And so to some degree I can just focus fire. Okay, Catharsis. Each hit restores HP? Yeah. That'll give me a little bit of HP, considering I have a decent amount of attack speed. Feels Dota-esque. I mean, it's Risk of Rain, but kind of top-down instead. I guess Dota precedes Risk of Rain. But even then, I don't know. I really do wish I could rotate my camera. That is, I think, my one complaint, if only because fighting enemies that are coming from the bottom is a little harder. The camera angle works against me. Not that big of a deal, but still. Oh, Catharsis has got a bug. Game has a good amount of juice. Yeah. Chance to stun an enemy? Nah, let's go for more crit. Hello, friendos. Missed with that one, it's fine. Yeah, it looks like they're only coming from this one side, which is kind of nice. As they're only coming from one side, that means I've got a... Okay. A lot more enemies kind of coming at me. There we go. I'm holding them somehow. Max health or stun. I guess I'm gonna go for the max health. The stun isn't really that practical. Even the rock boys are aiming for my... They're not even aiming for me anymore. Whoops. Take that out. Ow. Yeah, once those things are primed to blow, they actually, they will no longer... They're no longer targetable. Bit rude. Not a problem. I want to play a version of this where the character actually has some towers to put down, too. Yeah, just give this a little bit of a Dungeon in the Endless flair. So, other thing is, the enemies are very much only spawning from the singular direction, so I guess it's most practical for me to just hang out down here. Because I think Catharsis no longer has perks for me. I'm curious how much longer the, full version of this game is going to be. Okay, now they're coming from the other direction, but there's only 6 enemies. Catharsis, give me perks. Alas. Wait, ow, rude. I thought Catharsis shot me for a hot second. I'm like, why? What have I done? Et 2? There we go. Well, I will very much claim that this actually has a much... Wait, oh, it's one of the teleporting dudes. It's like, how do you get behind me? This very much feels better than it did the last time I played. I appreciate that greatly. Because, yeah, the first time I did the gatekeeping, was miserable. Or, no, this is the end? This is the end. Well, we still got Catharsis. Protect the heart. The extra damage would be nice, but let's go for the attack speed. More attack speed means more missiles. More missiles means more win. But yeah, I almost kind of wish that, like Catharsis, you had a couple of tower, like, hard points that you could build up. Because I could see this very much working beautifully with just a little bit of tower defense mixed in. But that might just be a me thing. I don't know. Wow. Something just absolutely schmacked them. Okay, chance to avoid damage? Nah, let's go for this. Unfortunately, these guys are coming around... Oh, it's because my attacks have a 33% chance of doing an AoE. So yeah, big clusters like that are not super bad. Okay, and they're still only coming from this upper section. Okay, a couple of explodies. Oh, those are somebody else's. Okay. More flat damage. Where are they coming from? I have no idea. I think it's Rock and Roll Boy there. Alright, send that out. Take out the crew. I'm very glad I snagged just a little bit of self-healing. Because this would be much worse. It's already pretty bad. Yeah, I think this is multiplayer. I gotta watch out for the little peckers. Okay, yellow pill. Or let's go for the crit. Okay, blast that guy, if I can. How are we doing? Halfway point. Getting schmacked. I'm trying to take out most of these dudes. Because they're a serious problem for me. Okay, flat damage. Okay, there we go. I am very glad for that AoE explosion. Okay, there's something over here. With lasers? I don't know what's going on. Tara. I'm gonna assume that's probably the boss. Oh, it looks unsettling. Okay, only a handful of enemies left. But I'm gonna have to ignore it for a hot second. For some more of this. It can absolutely... still hit me. But... if I can protect my gate... I at least have kind of the... Okay, good. So there's 4 enemies left. Ow. Whoa. Okay. At least there's only 1 enemy left. And I have some level of self-healing. Not much. I've been reliant on leveling up until this point. I don't have that. Okay, cool. I can shoot the orbs. And as long as it's just this boyo... Whoop. Stay away from those. As long as it's just this boyo, I can take him out. Perfect. Whew. Is this a demo or a full game? This is the, Okay, let's leave. This is the prologue, so it's kind of a demo. It's like a preview version, a free preview version for everybody to play. And there will be a bigger, more, like, content-full version. So, yeah? It's like demo and a half. I've noticed a lot of games starting to do this. Kind of like how the Peglin and Backpack Hero demos were fairly large and stuck like, stuck around for a very, very long time. Kind of the same deal. So we have Nidum. A raven that grew up in the nowhere, turned into a gatekeeper after death. Faithful Claws of Nidum. Every third hit is a combo that gets amplified. Interlocks his claws, throws them. Fiery Whirlwind, dash to a chosen point, ending with a Fire Splash, and summons 12 crows that randomly hit things. Cool. Suicide note. The less death Nidum has, the more damage it deals. Alright, sure. And I don't actually know if there's a difference on these. So let's try Participants, just to get our butts kicked. I haven't tried this on the Steam Deck. I'm quite curious about that. But, unfortunately, as of yet, there's no easy way that I know of where I can record playing on the Steam Deck. Okay, so, the last one was more of a defense. Ooh, that's fun. The last mode was kind of base defense-y. This one is survival. So if you've ever played Risk of Rain, this is very similar. Oh, it has a boomerang effect. I like it. I'm a little bit worried about these guys. I guess if I just kite slightly outside of their range, we'll be fine. I'm definitely feeling kind of weak here. I guess we could actually activate one of these. Oh! Those outer projectiles actually hurt enemies too. Oh, that's kind of nice. I know you can mirror on a laptop. Yeah, so I've been trying to do that on my own just to kind of chill and play. And what ends up happening is my Steam Deck just like randomly will start lagging really bad. And so it doesn't work. Let's just fire the birds out. Might find some new targets for us. Okay, gotta watch out for my HP. Because these guys can and will kill me. I got a regen of 2, but that ain't much. And I really gotta watch out for those rocks. Oh! These smokes. Whoop. Okay, I've got enough money for this. Let's just go for the base damage. What I need is health, though. Oop! That was the wrong thing! Okay, at least we can see marked on this where all the goodies are. 321. Let's see. Go for the chance on kill. Okay, snag that. Activate this. Movement speed. Alright. So far, so not super dead yet. Shockingly, I know. Did I buff up the difficulty level? I think I did. Which is probably part of my problem here. Chance to deal critical damage, and all crit heals me for an amount. I like the explosions, but crit healing is incredibly good. Alright. Send out birds. I think we're fine, but I'm gonna have to prioritize a little bit of crit. So is this from the, Risk of Rain devs? Otherwise they're wearing their influence on their sleeves a bit. I mean, why not? I don't know. I don't really care too much about games that very clearly are inspired by X or Y. And maybe part of it is, or part of that is why I'm like super down for Bullet Heavens and everything kind of adjacent to Vampire Survivors. Yeah, the hazards actually hit enemies. I appreciate that. It always bugs me in games where an enemy just walks through a fire zone and it's just like, but why? They don't deserve that. Like, I think gone are the days where... Okay, we have to watch out for those. I am going to die horribly here. Yeah, died horribly. Okay, let's try that again. But everything was inspired by something. That's how we got them all. As long as it's good. As long as it doesn't, like, just clone the same thing. So, recently I played a game called Wall World that is a super shameless, clone? Kind of clone. Of, right next to a cannon. Just aimed right at me. I don't know how to feel about that. But, like, Wall World is a super shameless, clone-y thing of, Gatekeeper. But it had a couple of new features that I liked enough. That it's like, okay, if they do a little bit more new, I'm gonna be super down for this game. And we'll want to play more of it. But if they don't, it's just gonna get forgotten. Okay. I definitely don't like this character quite as much as the last one. We've got good AoE, but the lack of range means that I have to be up close and personal. And I want to hit one of these, but I'd like to get at least a perk before I do. Unfortunately, I think these are both the blue perks, which is a little risky. Yeah, 256. Eesh. Yeah, we'll get there. I don't think we need to worry about it too much. But no, I would rather developers, like, wear the influence on their sleeves, but make it their own, rather than trying to make a cheap clone. Because it's the cheap clones, the people trying to capitalize purely on the trend without thinking or doing anything interesting, those are the ones that I don't like. And so this one is, yeah, top-down kind of Risk of Rain, but they've got a different game mode just to kind of differentiate. Plus, the top-down elements of it change how you engage with the game anyway, in a way that is not in direct competition with Risk of Rain. Because, like, I would gladly play both of these. I should probably get rid of the bomb guy before... There. Okay, Rebound or Ritual Vessel. Okay, so we got that. Now we just need to stack a little bit more crit. Let's go find a white pillar if I can. Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Just a little bit more sensitive to cribbed aesthetics. Ooh. Let's just go for the healing. Right down to replicating a load of what you're saying about repatriation without remixing. Yeah, I think it's the repatriation without remixing that bugs me. So there's so I play a lot of Vampire Survivor game style games, or Bullet Heavens as I call them. I play a lot of those because I think they're really cool. We're not finding... They're all the mid-tier ones. I want a cheaper boy. Unless this is... Oh, wait, no, this is a cheaper boy. The icons just don't differentiate particularly well. But I play a lot of those, but half of them are just, like, junk and not even worth considering. Because almost all of them are just... Or, you know, the ones that aren't worth considering are very much just like, hey, let's just make our own version of Vampire Survivors. Without putting in any thought to, like, how do we actually make this stand out as its own thing? We're just gonna have endless amounts of ritual vessels. That's not actually good. Yeah, just copy and paste, no creativity. Yeah, that's where I get kind of iffy about it. Alright, this is 160. Perfect. Okay, attack speed, attack speed. And so one thing I'll say about this one so far is it actually feels like all of the perks are maybe not endlessly scalable, but pretty scalable in comparison. Okay. Attack speed. Yeah, I'm just going to keep going for the attack speed. The thing I need the most is just like a 10% crit chance. But I might just be out of luck on that one. What was the one that, like, really bugged me? There was a mobile clone of Unpacking that came out, more or less on launch day for unpacking, that super obviously had like either traced assets or even just stolen assets. And like that's super where I draw the line of once you're getting to the point where you're actually stealing the assets or tracing them, you're not really making an homage or your own take on it. You are just a vulture trying to go for easy pickings. Go for base damage. We should probably start popping some of these pillars. Because otherwise I'm going to run into trouble. Let's see, what are you talking about? Just where you draw the line between, like, something that is a clone and something that is inspired. The other thing I would say, is that this, I mean, Risk of Rain 1 came out 10 years ago, yeah? I think at this point, like, there's kind of a time limit where it's not okay to just try and make the same thing. With a very slight variation. Especially if it's, like, some really new and inventive thing. So, like, if Death Stranding had come out and within, like, a couple of weeks, every studio under the sun announced their own Strand-like. But also it depends, because, like, I wouldn't say the same about a Battle Royale. There's not a whole lot of creativity there. It's just a different remix on an idea that's existed forever. Yeah, the shooty guys are wrecking me. Actually, a lot of things are wrecking me. And I'm dead. Damn! This is rough. I am playing on a harder difficulty. We could try the other character. But I think what I needed was just more crit. So what are some good clones of Vampire Survivors? So, I don't know how easy it would be to find, but I actually made a Steam Curator page like a couple days ago, last night. I think it was last night where I actually did most of the legwork. With all of the ones that I think are actually decent. There are a couple of exceptions I haven't gotten to yet. Okay, do we have a pillar nearby? Pillars are kind of risky, though. There we go. Because, yeah, there's no good genre tag yet. Me and a couple other fans have been tagging a lot of these games as Bullet Heaven in hopes that it'll, catch on. But it hasn't quite yet. Let's see. I recommend one title. I would always recommend Rogue Genesi. It's probably the most equal parts accessible, but also, fun. The only problem is if you don't like meta progression, you're probably not going to like it, at which point I'd recommend Brotato. And then the last one would be like Bone Razor Minions. Okay, Ritual Vessel again. Okay, how much do I need for this thing? 321. Okay. Yeah, Sundown came out recently. Has a strange mix. Yup. I actually put up a video on Sundown earlier today. Yeah, I think it was this morning. My sense of time is gone. Drop birds. I almost wish you could aim where the boomerang goes with your mouse. So you could actually have it sit on something. Because it's got a really long range, and what I'd like to do is actually get it to, like, sit atop an enemy to just ruin them. Oh, this one's 256. But we don't actually want one of the 256s. We want a common. I guess I'll get it an Eternal Heart. It's not great. It's a little bit of HP. Especially with the AoEs that I'm chucking around. One thing I do like, you don't have to pick up currency on this one. It just comes straight to you. Oh, you know what? I bet we need a little bit of movement speed. Nope, that's a great disturbance. Let's see, what do we have over here? This is another... yeah. Yeah, my problem is I need a 10% crit chance. Otherwise, I'm slightly at a disadvantage. But I might not have a chance. Or a choice. Ooh, we got a red one. Okay, here's one. Nomad Stick, Monster, Impulse. Let's go for the Chained Explosions. I don't remember what the red ones require. It's got a curse, and the curses are very hit and miss. Okay, so we've got a defense right here. There's got to be a Dota community mod that also makes it into a bullet heaven. I would hope so. Oh, I should look at Dota community mods. My friends and I have been trying to find like more good 8-player kind of short session games to play for Wholesomeverse Live. And like I really miss playing Warcraft 3 custom maps. But since Blizzard's still kind of kind of shitty, I've been hoping to find more... Ow, dodged right into that rock. At least we leveled. I think I dodged right where my cursor is. Which I'm not sure if is that good. I guess it makes a lot of sense, but it's hard for getting out of the area. Okay, cleared. And we got some money. We got a lot of money, in fact. Do I do this? How much do I hate myself? Curse Shard. Kills have a chance to create a shard that heals the owner. Unfortunately... Okay. Wait. 5% of max health of damage per second range. Okay, yeah, that sounds pretty good. And I'm gonna go for another Ritual Vessel, even though it's not helpful at the moment. It'll get there. Do we have anything else, or do we just hit this? I'm just gonna hit this and hope for the best. I've at least got a couple of things, and the shard kill could be pretty good. There. Warcraft 3 Remaster was a huge bummer. I was hoping for a lot of Warcraft 3 custom games. Yeah, no kidding. I know Dota has a number of custom modes available. That's how you got auto chess to even become a thing. Okay, leveled up again. Leveling is like my primary saving grace here. I'd be so screwed without it. Okay, avoid, explode. Yeah, if I could reduce my cooldowns, ooh, that could be good. Alright. But I should have enough resources that we can kind of get what we need. Let's get out of here. Because I know we got a gold over here. Wow, the range on that is, stupid long. Talisman, damage per stack, cooldown, or Swarm Pendant. I'm gonna try this. We'll see if it's any good. Okay, chance to avoid damage, sure. This is a character that kind of needs it. Okay. I'm just gonna keep going Ritual Vessel. Being able to heal myself large quantities of HP seems reasonably worthwhile. I guess I'll get one into the vessel. Now, those things don't give me money, do they? Come on, I need like 1 or 2 guys to kill. Slow pokes. Oh, he was worth a lot. Okay, good. Let's see. Stun or nah. Just some max HP. Plus a little bit of healing. Okay, and the bombs do not actually trigger some things. They trigger my health. Ooh, wow, that base damage is actually really good. But yeah, I'm pretty sure when I hit the rolly balls, I actually get a smidge of healing right. At least the dodge has stupidly good range. Okay, do we have anything else? No, it seems to just be this setup. See, let's I think we'll get enough money. None of these are the big fancy expensive ones, so I'll actually be able to get the perks I need. It is interesting that this game actually suffers from the same issue that I would argue that Risk of Rain does, which is your runs either start pretty strong or absolute trash. And there's very rarely, like, a good mid-ground. You know, in retrospect, actually, I think hitting these portals isn't a problem. Because it's not like Risk of Rain where the enemies stop spawning in. Burning pillars of light, rude. At least it's fair. Yeah, so they just take decent chunk of damage hanging out in that thing. I like it. If only I could have more birds. I'm kind of at a lack of things to do for the chasey bombs. Ooh, oh! Okay, that got a little hairy. It's fine. We're fine. I'm doing fine. Just can't leave the fight zone. There we go. Bunch of enemies. Wow. Okay. Base damage, attack speed. I'm just gonna go attack speed here. Yeah, we want to try and take out as many of these guys as I can, though I should probably focus on actually getting up and grabbing those upgrades. Cease. There we go. Okay. Chance on attack for a projectile? Sure. I think that used to be a much higher chance, and they, since nerfed it. Okay, flash, no. We want that crit chance, finally. By the way. Because, yeah, if I can have 100% crit chance, I just get, pretty chunky lifesteal. Or at least pretty consistent lifesteal. Okay, more attack speed. I don't know if there's any more upgrades. But I have been here for a while, so it's time for me to leave. And now that we got a bunch of upgrades, I'm gonna head for the totems first. Now the one question with Dota 2, do they still force you to do the tutorial? Because that was what actually got me to not ever play Dota 2. Not because I didn't want to do the tutorial, but just because I kept getting really bored of it. Oh, this money stone is worth a lot right off the bat. That'll be nice. But yeah, let's make some friends here. Because I got a, what, 23% chance to crit? That should give me kind of the leeway I need to keep my HP up. Plus, I've got a decent chunk of HP. Where are my enemies? Where are they at? I need foes to fight. This little buddy is kind of interesting. I was expecting it to be another proc effect, but no, it's just a dude that attacks for me. I might actually want to see if I can get a couple of them. Because I think it reduces the cooldown on its attacks by like a second every time. So if I could get like 4, I'd just be able to endlessly have that thing just endlessly murder foes. It probably has an upper limit, but who knows. Right, and I keep avoiding my own damaged auras. I can't tell if they're hurting me or not. Okay, this thing's done, yeah? That red circle just was not going away. Okay. Let's go for movement speed. Extra missiles would be nice, but hard to care. Okay, and some base damage, just because. It looks like my damage gain per level is a %. So increasing the base actually really drastically increases damage. Which is, I think, the complete opposite of what Risk of Rain does. Okay, Obelisk Curse is kind of expensive. Here, let's just murk a couple of people. Do we have enough? Yes. Curse Shard, 10% chance, increases the range. Yeah, let's just keep increasing this. Because it gets bigger with every stack. Okay. Found a load of posts from community members begging for the tutorial to be mandatory. Okay. So maybe they disabled that. Because, yeah, it used to be mandatory. And while that actually makes a lot of sense, I don't think it should be mandatory if you want to play the custom modes. If only because, why? You know, I don't think I ever played Warcraft 3 competitively. But I played so many custom maps and custom modes. Okay. We are actually getting hammered here. So, oh boy. It's a little bit more would actually make a lot of sense. At least those cursed shard AoEs are pretty nice. Okay, 9,900. We're good. That's a lot of enemies. Let's scoot, grab an upgrade. Let's see. I'm just gonna go for the max HP. And we're just gonna keep trying to find as much power as I can snag. Whew. It's got, punchy. But we have a lot of money, so I'll take it. Okay, do we have anything else in this immediate region and vicinity? A lot of the cannons. Like, too many of these cannons. But their balls don't bother me that much. Because I actually heal off of them. Unless, of course, they hit me. But their aim is kind of bad. And my sweep is pretty good. I definitely would really like a upgrade to my attack range. Oh, there was actually an upgrade shrine right here that I missed. Flash or base damage. Stun doesn't really help too much. I mean, it does, but it's like a 1% upgrade. I'd rather just cut through things really fast. Okay, Eternal Heart or killing an enemy has a chance of... I see. Yeah, let's just improve the impulse. Crit chance, and is this the gold? It is. Reduces cooldown. Ooh. So my cooldowns are reduced by 30% per stack, I believe. That was a really good one. Rune of Rebound. And we've got Hollow Talisman. Oh, it only goes down by 10%. Yeah, it's still worth it. I think the little bomber insects would be pretty good too. Possibly better than this thing. So the question is it a stacking 10% or is it a flats? Compounding 10% or is it flats? Because that determines quite a lot of how everything works. Also, did the cooldown reduction reduce my attack, increase my attack speed? I don't think so. It'd certainly be nice. More attack speed means I can just cut through things really fast. Bards. Does it actually tell me what my base bird cooldown was? Because I thought it was 12, but it should be 30% reduced. So I'm probably just misreading it. Or misremembering it. Also the birds. Okay. More crit chance, because again, if I can get that up to 100%, that means 3+% of all damage I do is just immediately converted back into health. Okay. I don't know how many of these I have, but I'm just going to keep stacking them. I think I'm up to 5 now. Sure. Oh. I think Shell made mashed potatoes. Well, I guess we'll just have potatoes and a chat. Let's go for the nomad stick. Okay, do we have anything up here? No, it doesn't look like it. What if there was some more multiplayer in Bullet Heavens? Extra modes, weird competitive stuff? Yeah. Unfortunately, it feels like a lot of Bullet Heavens are made, I don't want to say by amateurs, but like newer developers that were kind of between games, trying to figure out like what they wanted to make, or, you know, had the time to potentially deviate into something else, and kind of quickly. And multiplayer is one of those, like, actually kind of hard to program things. So, Diablo Survivors roguelike? More like top-down Risk of Rain. Definitely top-down Risk of Rain. At least that's how I've been describing it. It definitely is Bullet Heaven adjacent, but the way you engage with it is much more Risk of Rain. But Risk of Rain was always kind of Bullet Heaven adjacent anyway, so it's like, I don't know. Genres are funky. My hope is that we don't see a lot of big studio Bullet Heavens. What I'd rather see is a bunch of studios making Bullet Heaven style modes in their games. What is a good example? I mean, like RoboQuest and Gunfire Reborn. Just put me in an interesting arena, make it endless, and then have perks and power-ups just show up on the regular. Like, that'd do it. Same thing with, what was the Returnal? There we go. I know that has kind of a survival mode that I haven't checked out yet, so that might actually be closer than I think. But yeah, bring back Horde modes, but actually make them interesting. I used to love playing Horde modes as a kid, because, you know, it's just kind of fun to fight endless waves of enemies. But, do I actually take damage in this? Yeah, the curse shards hurt me too. I was wondering what they are, what the downside to them is. The answer is, I'm creating AoEs for myself that I then will have to contend with. Amusing. Okay, more ritual vessels? Absolutely. But I'm trying to think of other good, like, kind of Horde survival mode. Oh, you know what would be... I used to play the, Horde mode of Plants vs. Zombies. Not too much. But I used to play an amount of it kind of on my own, and I thought it was kind of neat. And, like, boy, if you just kind of combined, you know, just made it endless wave survival, or maybe not endless, but wave survival, but you get random perks after every wave or after every X number of levels or something, I bet it would actually fit incredibly well. Does a tower defense bullet heaven exist? Yes. It is called Heretic's Fork. I put out a video for it a couple days ago, and I thought it was actually really neat. It's not quite there in terms of fitting the genre, but it's close enough that I'll count it. There's also another one that came out, I think literally today, called Tower Survivors. But that's mostly just kind of don't shit on my roof, but slightly different. Okay, we should probably go buy stuff. I can fight these guys until I'm blue in my face, but ain't gonna get me more powerful. Wow, I have a lot of money. I guess things are kind of expensive. So we want to grab the Nomad Stick, because that gets bigger. And even though it's a 5% chance, having it so my explosions are ridiculously huge seems like a good idea. Okay, but no matter what, we want to make sure our crit chance is 100%. Let's see, and actually I'm gonna keep going for the chance to avoid damage. Note, is this still just Cursed Shard, or... yeah, it is. So I think the Cursed Shard's biggest benefit is mostly just that it gets bigger with every upgrade, which really isn't much of a problem for me. I can just stay away from it. Okay, more Nomad Stick. Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep stacking Runes of Rebounds. Because I'm up to what? It's 10% plus 5% for each. So I think I'm up to what, 30%? There's probably an upper limit on that one, but being able to avoid a 30% of the damage all attacks thrown my direction, that seems worthwhile. Okay, yeah, we just gotta go on a shopping spree. This is starting to get a little spicy. I don't need the money that much. I mean, I kind of do. I'm looking for is the gold section. There's usually a gold totem somewhere, unless I already got it on this region. I haven't seen it. We might just be out of luck. Okay. Unless I already grabbed it and have just forgotten. We got another money stone. Yeah, because haven't I been up here? I'm pretty sure I was up here previously. That's a lot of enemies. That's a lot of enemies. Yeah, I definitely would like some upgrades. Oops, that's my own. Attack speed. I definitely would like some upgrades that increase my AoE size, because I am kind of limited on that one. Okay. Nomad Stick. More Ritual Vessel. The more healing I got, the better. Alright, I think we've snagged everything we probably can snag in here. Let's see, if you ever played Crimson Land, as far as I can tell, it's the first bullet heaven. I did a video on this. I would argue, technically, if you want to go pure semantics, Asteroids maybe kind of counts, as does, let's see. What was it called? Something 2084. Okay, I gotta stop picking up those cursed shards. They're funny. But after a certain point, I'm not going to be able to fit in one of these small little arenas because that damage zone is too big. Oh well. Okay. Yeah, just got to stay out of my own zones. I'm curious if the zones heal me. Because they might? Unfortunately, the damage on those zones is pretty minor. Which is a little bit of a downer, but whatever. Okay, let's just get out of here. Now, this is a gem. Thought you already played this, but I'm happy to see more. Yeah, they, so I played the demo, but now they've got the, now they've got the prologue. And so I figured, why not? Come back. I mean, to some degree, my entire job at this point is just signal boosting cool games. And so if I end up, doubling up because, you know, whoops-a-doo, they put out a demo and then a pseudo demo, so be it. Okay. Where is... There's one. Because, yeah, I can hit a bunch of these guys to farm money. But that's a lot of money. Better to just start hitting these instead. Because if I can get all three, then we can just go on a collection spree. We don't have to wait. For a second, I thought this eyeball pillar was a second one of the chargeable totems. I was like, oh, you know, did I get lucky? Can we actually have two of these running simultaneously? And the answer is no, of course not. I do hope we get a... Wait, is that a... Nah. I want another one of those totems that lets me decrease my cooldowns. Because, yeah, if I could just infinite bird spam, that'd be pretty fun. Why are so many games roguelikes these days? So... There are a lot of non-roguelikes. Like, I know you miss, I know you're saying you miss campaign games. Oh, we are actually dying a smidge. There we go. Back up. Thank you, birds. Saving my bacon. Oh, it's those blasts. Those blasts are what are killing me. So we might want to invest a little bit into health. Just so I can tank some hits. When we get the chance. So, the reason why so many games are roguelikes nowadays is because developers are inherently afraid of failure. And, you know, that might be one of those where you turn around and say, like, well, they shouldn't be. And the answer is, like, roguelikes are one of those games that very much guarantees, not success necessarily, but you don't have to try as hard to make a great roguelike as you do as, say, a great story-based RPG. You know, think of how many story-based RPGs there are out there, and how much you have to play any of them to get to the end. You know, how many of you guys buy multiple JRPGs in a single month? And how many of those do you get through? You know, how many of those can you beat? You know, I'm really looking forward to the Baten Kaitos. I'm really looking forward to the Baten Kaitos remaster. But I also recognize that I think those games are like over 100 hours long each. And so the problem is, like, to some degree, you really, like, gamers only have so much space in their lives for games. And we do actually have more games now than ever before, and more gamers too, so, like, you would think most gamers would kind of spread out and give more games a chance, but for the most part, people still tend to gravitate towards the best 500 or so games that come out in a single year. Nothing strictly wrong with that, that's just how it works. And so, you know, it kind of became super apparent with the success of quite a lot of different roguelikes over the years that, like, they're not the key to success, but they're a safe bet. Let's go for the vertebral implant and another obel eye. Making some risks here. And not only that, but roguelikes, yeah, are easier to make. You know, take this game for example. You've got your core gameplay loop. you've got kind of level design, but not really. It's either procedurally generated or they only made a handful of maps. And then beyond that, let's see, beyond that, they don't have to do much. You know, you don't need story. You don't need 100 hours of, like, good level design. You just need a couple. And so you can make a game much faster on a much lower budget in this exact manner. I'm not trying to deride making roguelikes, I'm just trying to say it's, like, much, much easier, to make them as a result, and so people will gravitate towards it. It's part of the reason why Bullet Heavens have gotten so popular is because they're really easy to make. You've already got your core formula down, and it's like some of the most basic gameplay ever. Heck, half of them don't even have players playing. You know, Vampire Survivors, you're not really doing anything other than just guiding your character around. And weirdly enough, like, Psychological Hack or something, it's really fun. And so, as such, you have, like, a lot of players gravitating towards it, but then a lot of developers kind of trying to fill the niche in some way, shape, or form, because your chances of being a successful game developer go up dramatically if you make a game that people actually want to play, rather than trying to make, you know, a 100% science-based or physics-based Dragon MMO, which you're never going to be able to do. Same thing with, like, big JRPGs or whatever. Like, I recently played a game called Chained Echoes for myself. I did a one-off on it, but that was the extent of it. There's a lot of enemies here. But I rather liked Chained Echoes. I thought it was a really good game. But it took that developer, like, 7 or 8 years to make or something absurd like that. And I was really happy to play Chained Echoes, but I didn't want to play any more Chained Echoes by the end of it. Whereas, like, I could potentially do another run of this, or 3, or something like that. I think I'm going to get a little bit bored, just because the build variety ain't there yet. Like, the prologue is a great taste, but it's kind of pants for actually, like, depth of gameplay. But I've always felt that that's kind of the weakness of the Risk of Rain formula anyway. It's kind of fun to see numbers go up, but oftentimes you're just kind of led along the same path over and over and over again. Okay, more Nomad Stick, or nah, more Runes of Rebound. And there, now we have 100% crit chance. Should be pretty nice. Yeah, core gameplay for this seems really good. Yup. And so, one of the other things about roguelikes is, when you say core gameplay for this is good, is it good for 10 hours, 5 hours, 100 hours? I think you're going to get a different answer from everybody. But, like, I was actually looking at gameplay statistics for Persona 5 recently. Because I'm still working on that essay on dollar per hour. The script is done. It's not done. It needs revisions. So I'm going to be working on that tonight. Would have been working on it yesterday, but I got sucked into Final Fantasy IX. I'm actually like a really big RPG addict for whatever reason. You wouldn't you wouldn't know from my channel. Maybe from like the olden days, but yeah, currently I don't really touch them content-wise. I do have Octopath Traveler 2 that I should probably play at some point. But I was looking at Persona 5, which is, you know, considered one of the greatest JRPGs of all time. And, you know, I've played it and beat it, and I don't know if I agree. I don't think I disagree either. I think it's a great game. I don't think it was for me. Because the social link... Oh, wait. There's a boss? Oh. I guess bosses would show up. He's got a lot of HP. Okay, and I don't think we want that. I don't think we want that. But so, regardless of my personal feelings on the matter, I was actually looking up how many people have actually beaten Persona 5. And the answer is like 20% of players have actually seen the ending of Persona 5. I think only like 40% of players have even gotten out of the tutorial, which is like really low. And admittedly, I think they actually gave it out. Let's see, I think they gave it out for free as part of like a PS Plus thing or something, and I know it's on the Game Pass now. And like, I know that kind of contributes, but not much. do we have any other upgrades? So I keep expecting to find like a gold totem or something, but... Well, should we go find the boss? I think we should go find the boss. There he is. Oh, that's... Okay, he's cool looking. I like that. He might kill me, but you know what? Oh! Oh, there are no iframes in this game. That is a problem. I hope they fix that. Just a little bit, like... So you don't just get insta-nuked by a whole bunch of, so you don't get insta-nuked by a whole bunch of projectiles all at once. So it looks like there's 2 more curse items that I haven't seen. And then 3 purples, which I haven't seen either. Then we saw the other one of these, but I forget what it was. I kind of wish just seeing it would unlock it, even if you don't pick it up. Persona 5 is great, and thank God it is the day progression system. See, I actually hated that. I would gladly play every Persona game if they remixed them as just linear stories that just imply that you've been raising your social stats over the course of it. Oh, and I'd have to kill the prince, I think, to get this one. But my main point is, I don't want to say there's an infinite amount of room in people's lives for roguelikes, because to some degree you just find the roguelikes that you gravitate towards the core gameplay loop. So I'm going to bounce off of Gatekeeper Eclipse after X number of hours, but somebody else might play this for hundreds, especially with the multiplayer that I think is coming with the full release of this. And so there's a lot of people that can specifically kind of filter into the roguelikes that they prefer, whereas with RPGs, once you have one RPG that you are currently playing, you're kind of set for a while. Like, I'm playing through Final Fantasy IX and I'm loving it. I think it's actually one of the best games I've ever played. But I also have, in the time that it has taken me to get halfway through Final Fantasy IX, Forspoken, Octopath Traveler 2, and was there any other JRPGs that came out in that time? At least 2 big JRPGs from Square Enix have come out. And admittedly, like, I don't need to be playing Final Fantasy IX, it's just kind of fun. But, you know, the more RPGs you add, the more they just end up in your backlog. Whereas a roguelike, I could play for 20 to 30 minutes and get a full experience. And that's part of the reason why they're so much more popular, is because there's actually room in the industry for roguelikes. I would even go so far as to argue that roguelikes are the new arcade games. That they fit the exact same niche and the exact same play style of constant repetition, and admittedly they have meta progression more often than not, but not always. But, you know, they have kind of their own progression systems on top of that arcade games didn't. But otherwise it's the same play, win or lose, start over, and it's short. Which you really did not get for like 20 years of gaming outside of arcades. I mean, pretty much all of gaming outside of arcades. And so, yeah, roguelikes are the new arcade games, and they're very much here to stay because a lot of people are really busy, and so roguelikes fit into our lives so much better than literally anything else. Except for maybe like Picross, but eh. Anyway, I guess it's time for me to move on to the next. This is very much a topic that I'm going to talk about in an essay for sure. But that the idea that roguelikes are the new arcade games has been living in my head since I woke up, I think, at 2 a.m. I'm like, holy shit, that's the same thing. And yeah, it's just been stuck in my head ever since. So I'll keep saying it. Somebody else is going to do a video essay on it, and I'm going to be like, why you? But whatever, it's fine. Anyway, let's play the next game.